So changing my YouTube backdrop from this to this and countless more changes and finally to this, all within the confines of a home, has been quite a journey and I've learned so much along the way. Hi, this is Visha. Welcome back to my channel. So even though I make mainly travel videos, but every once in a while I make sit down or talking head videos, and I've always liked to experiment with my backdrops and keep them as visually appealing as I can. So like you must have seen even during last year when the lockdown happened, when I was in Bangalore, I had set up this cute little space for myself to create YouTube videos. So I was about to do the same with a small room which was earlier used to just store stuff. I thought I'll convert it into a visually appealing, aesthetically pleasing and a good looking space for YouTube videos, and I thought it'll be a good idea to take you guys along the process and share all the thoughts that go behind creating that space. So the purposes are going to be two. One, to keep it as inspiring as possible and to create vibes that I can connect to because I'm going to be working from there, and the second, to make it suitable for YouTube videos from perspective of lighting, sound and all of that. So while I do that, I'm also going to share some very useful tips and tricks that you can also keep in mind if you are doing something similar at your own house. And also, since these days there's no possibility of going out to buy stuff or ordering it online, I'm going to be using mostly stuff that can be sourced from home itself, so it's not really a very difficult thing to do. Stick till the end to watch the entire process. I'm super excited to be filming this kind of a video, and with that, let's begin. So the first thing that I want you guys to do is to clean up and declutter the space as much as possible to be able to think clearly as to what should go where. I have already done that for the room, and the reason I had to actually come out to shoot this sequence is because the sound there is very echoey right now. There's a lot of echo because it's completely empty. And that's actually my number one tip and my number one point. So the next thing that you want to consider is the soundproofing of that room. So the first thing we're going to do is to move furniture inside. So I have this spare sofa lying around. I have a foldable table. So I'm going to move some furniture, and then we're going to see what all we can do more for making it soundproof. This is the room that we have to play around with, and I'm sure you can see the difference in voice. I'm sure you can hear a lot of that echo that we were talking about, and I'm not going to put you through that uncomfortable experience for a very long time. So let's get to it and move some furniture inside. Furniture, a table and a sofa over here, but there's still some echo. So I want to cover all the reflective surfaces that are there in this room that are basically reflecting sound and not absorbing sound, which basically are the tiles, the walls, the glass. So I'm going to begin by covering the tiles. So I'm going to start, I'm going to use this rug that I had ordered from Amazon long back, and all the products that I'm using in this video I'm going to be linking it down in the description. But I know the sound is not completely echo free because there are two more things that I do generally when I start making YouTube videos, which I'm probably not going to be able to show you right now. Number one is to cover the rest of the tile surface because it's very tiny. So I have a couple of old carpets that I use to cover the rest of the surface as well. The number two thing that I do is to use a microphone. So I am also currently using a shotgun microphone, or I can use a collar microphone, which works great to curb echo because it's just so close to you. And another thing that I've been meaning to do for a long time, and that you can also consider doing, is to invest in acoustic sound panels, which you'll easily find on Amazon. So basically those are used to cover the wall surfaces which are uncovered, so that the voice, so that your sound doesn't get reflected, it gets absorbed, and there's very less echo using those panels. The next thing that we want to take care of is the lighting. So right now, like you can see, there's good light falling on my face, even though the main tube light is switched off, because I'm sitting right in front of the light source, which is the direct natural light, which is the sunlight. So let me actually show you that space. I was sitting right opposite to that, and this is where the natural light comes from, and I was sitting here. So now what I know is that I want to set up my space in a manner that it looks good from over here. Another thing that I want you to keep in mind when it comes to lighting is that if you're shooting against the wall, which you can, which is completely fine, don't do it in a manner that casts a shadow on the wall like it is doing right now. So what you can do in that situation is that move away from the wall a little bit to avoid those shadows getting visible in the frame. So that's number one thing. And also try not to place an object which casts a shadow on another object in the backdrop or another or on the wall. Like for example, so now this is a shadow that won't look good in your backdrop, and I'm actually not able to place it in this small location. So for this to be also placed well and not to cast a shadow, so I'm probably gonna just get rid of this and place a plant over here instead. Taken care of few of the technicalities and done all the basic stuff. Now comes my favorite part, which is to make it more visually appealing, and secondly to add the you factor in the room, because you're going to be working in this room. So there are a couple of things that I can think of. Like the number one thing that I want to do is, because the color of this wall and the color of this gadda that we've kind of just added on this, you know, bench like sofa. This is actually hardly a sofa. And alright, so I want to add some colorful cushions over here, and I had ordered some cushion covers from Amazon long back. So that's what I want to do, one. Two, I want to create a vision board, because I've always like, even though the ear again looks pretty ugly, but I still want to be able to have some positive vibes in the room, and I want to have some visions, you know, in front of, because I believe a lot in law of attraction. So I want to create a vision board. Then I have a couple of doodles and artworks that I've made during the course of years when I've traveled, like while traveling. So I want to have them in my room as kind of a memory. Also ordered a very nice color, a nice yellow colored throw for this sofa, because I really like the combination of yellow and teal and blue. So but I really can't find it right now. So I am going to do this jugaad, and this is like a scarf, a woolen scarf that I have. So I'm going to use this as a throw for now. Alright, I think that does look good. I want to move on next to this wall. So I have, as you can see, there's one nail over here. So I want to use this and put like a large frame. So this is an old frame that I have, and this is a glass. So I'm going to try to put on my artworks and my doodles here somehow. That is quite a lot. We initially took a cardboard. We covered it with a chart paper. I'll just quickly see if, wow, that's not bad at all. We have our board all ready. We're gonna see and place it. Let's see how that looks. So this is till now how it's going to look. I'm going to move on to this area, where again a very interesting thing is going to happen, because I'm going to make the vision board over here. So this is like a grid that I have ordered from Amazon for some 700 rupees, and I will again link it in the description. So this I had ordered actually in January when I actually wanted to create one, but it's being put to use now. So the ideal way of creating a vision board is to just, you know, basically Okay, so here you actually answer that question that we get in interviews so often, ki where do you see yourself in the next 5 years or in the next 10 years? In this case, it could be where do you see yourself this year or in the coming months or whatever works for you. So the ideal way actually is to sit down, write down some visions, write down some goals, some action points, and then look for some pictures that speak that in a manner on the internet, get it printed and then paste it or just clip it onto the board. So let's get to it. Now the only thing is that I can't go out and get stuff printed as of now. So all I had to do, I had to just source everything from home. So I literally मैंने पूरा घर छान मारा and I came across, firstly I came across this box that my sister left behind. So she owns a stationery brand and I have a couple of like samples of 2018 calendar. See, there are some inspirational quotes written over here, so whichever I am gonna like, I am simply going to like cut this off. Next, what I found was this survival kit. Now this survival kit was actually made by my very dear friends when I had left my job to do YouTube full time. It actually had everything that I absolutely love. And Nutella, it had green kurkure, it had bhujia, it had Kit Kat. It also had like my Instagram pictures, so this is going to come handy, some of them, especially some pictures of the mountains. And the third thing that I found is something very interesting. A friend of mine, Shriya, gifted this to me on one of my birthdays, and it was sitting in my cupboard. I thought it should be taken out. It's so beautiful, so pretty. So this is like an infinity box. It opens in a lot of layers. It has a bunch of pictures, a bunch of messages here loose in this cute little envelope. And how could I forget? This was again gifted to me by a friend. This is a fake one right now. This is the fake golden play button which she had given me when I had quit my job. So this should actually come alongside my vision board. In the video, I have one last piece of advice for you. That is, one, probably invest in one of those copper lights. It gives a really nice bokeh in the background, be it whatever kind of vibe that you're trying to create. Again, the link you will find in the description. And second, also try to distance yourself from the background as much as you can, or if the space allows you to, so that there's a good depth that you see in the frame, like you can see right now. Also, I've tried to create this moody vibe because that's how I really like the frames these days, and I've put a studio light to light up my face and some ceiling lights. But obviously this would also look good in natural light because I have done a lot of mehnat to make it beautiful, so of course it will. And with that, let's end this video. I hope you had something to take away and that you will apply it at your homes as well and create a space which is both inspiring, have that you factor, and also suitable for making YouTube videos. And if you do, please tag me in your stories or share it with me. I would be happy to see them. Do give this video a thumbs up so that it reaches more people who are trying to create a YouTube studio from their homes, and I'll see you from the next one. Bye. That should be the title. Right way, right away. That won't be searchable. When camera is your only companion, you tend to go all crazy. Backdrop from this to dip and dip. Like this place has to throw out motivation. Has to. Yes, it is your fault. Please don't unsubscribe.